I'll never work in this town again.
Thank you for tuning in to the Royds Revue podcast. This week, Rob and Andy have watched and written songs about Thor. Will these songs be worthy of Mjolnir? Find out next on the Royds Revue podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Royds Revue podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And today we are here talking about the 2011 film Thor. This is our first Marvel movie of the Royds Revue podcast.
That's true, but here's the bad news. I thought when you said Thor, I heard porn.
Oh, that's so your song that explains your title of Give It To Me Daddy.
Yeah. I watched all the porn from 2011.
Every porno from 2011.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed by that. How are you feeling after that?
Pretty numb, honestly. Just
How are
all
your
around.
hands after that?
Calloused. That's it. Oh, all right. That was the
You
prompt. I got it.
idiot. you
I told Rob to prompt me because I have a story. All right, I got a cut on my hand. All right.
I'm like signaling to you. I'm like, go on.
Yeah, I was like, is there a joke? Anyway, I got a cut on my hand because I was playing with my cat, right? My cat got a little feisty, scratched me. It's whatever, right? I go to school because I'm a teacher, by the way. Student teacher, technically. But one of the students who he's always like, he's ready to fight at all times. He was like, how'd you get that? I was like, oh, I was playing with my cat. He scratched me. He was like, you tell your cat I'm going to beat his ass. I was like, it's like, dude, stay away from my cat. Like, I appreciate you looking out.
And then you caught that
Relax.
kid strangling rodents.
Yeah. But it's a phase.
They'll grow out of it.
Yeah, we all go through that one.
All right, so don't let that kid near your cat.
We'll see.
Oh, you're
I
going
don't
to
know
let him
how-
near the cat.
I don't know how he'd ever get close to my cat.
Bring your cat to school.
I'm just not going to do that.
Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Mittens.
It's not even my cat's name.
I called him that because I cut his paws off and replaced them with stuffed mittens. Say hello to Mr. Mittens, kids.
Oh my God.
Say hello to Mr. Mittens.
They're like, you're not our teacher. Who is this?
Mr. Johnson, the strange man's here again. This time he smells like mommy's special juice.
Oh boy, this is dark.
It goes there sometimes.
Yeah.
Your kids' parents drank. That's what I assume.
I mean, I haven't asked.
You shouldn't. That's not something you
Yeah.
just ask a child's parent. Hey, are you drunk?
Yeah, so
Are
I'm Mr. Jeffers. Show of hands. Whose parents drink?
Does your daddy come home smelling weird late at night? Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsrevue@gmail.com. That's roydsrevue@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's Royds. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it. So like you said, it's the first MCU movie. And boy,
That we're covering.
Yeah.
You don't want to get angry tweets thinking we think this is the first MCU movie.
That's true.
Those fucking neckbeards would be all over us.
That's true. 100%. What a middling experience.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's surprising because, like, you know, it's the biggest franchise it's ever been. And like, this is like, it's one of the first ones. It's like kind of a tent pole, but it's like kind of a snooze fest.
Well, this is early on in the MCU. This is 2011.
Yeah. I mean, it started off with a bang with Iron Man. Like, the first Iron Man's excellent.
Yeah, but those early movies, you got Iron Man, but you also have the Incredible Hulk movie.
Never saw it.
You have Thor, and then I think Captain America came out also the same year as Thor, 2011.
It did. You want to know what else came out 2011?
Go for it.
Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
What
Harry
the
Potter.
fuck?
What?
It feels like with that title, and I've heard that before, Transformers: Dark of the Moon. They were definitely like Dark Side of the Moon. Like you cannot use the title Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, Roger Waters was like, I don't think so.
Just take out the word side.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
That's another franchise we might have to cover for this. Transmorphers.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I only saw the first one, and I don't remember
I've never seen any of the
thing.
Transformers. I cannot imagine any line of dialogue being clung onto for lyrics.
You know what? I saw the first one in black and white because I was at somebody's house in high school, and they were like, "Yo, I got Transformers," and something was wrong with their TV, and we watched it in black and white, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on because
I thought it was like a
these-
really artsy version of it.
Nope, it was just like all these big colorless robots going at it, and I was like, this is just a lot. This is just a lot. I don't know who's who. I don't know what's going on. All right, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
That was the first Harry Potter movie I saw.
Wow. Why?
I had never seen any of the Harry Potter films, and then I started dating a girl, and she was like, "Let's go see Harry Potter," and I was like, "All right, yeah, let's go see Harry Potter." I was like, "Why are we talking like this?" She's like, "That's a good question." Then we went and saw Harry Potter. I had no idea what was going on.
Wow, that seems like a pretty confusing experience.
It was.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it inspired me to read the rest of the books and see the rest of the movies. But I did them all backwards, so I have no idea what the actual story is.
Uh-oh. See, I read all the books, but I missed the last 2 movies. I hear they're great.
They're good.
Yeah. All right, Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. The Hangover Part 2. A lot of sequels, huh?
The Hangover Part 2. That movie doesn't need to be made.
Sure.
Hey, let's do the
didn't.
same thing.
I actually never saw any of them other than the first one.
I saw them both. I saw all 3 of them, actually.
Wow.
They were there.
Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean, however you fucking say it.
I think it's pronounced Caribou.
Tides. That can't be it.
Pirates of the Caribou.
Fast 5. Cars 2. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. There's a hell of a lot of sequels going on here. Like you said, Captain America, The First Avenger, Bridesmaids, Kung Fu Panda 2, X-Men First Class, Puss in Boots, everybody's favorite movie, Rio.
Never seen Rio.
No, nobody has. It's Jesse Eisenberg is a blue parrot. I only know that because I used to work in a Best Buy putting out movies, and I remember we had a whole bunch of copies of that one. There's nobody's buying that
I'm
shit.
censoring the word Best Buy. They did not pay us.
Shit, you're right. Sorry. Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. I saw that with you and Laura in theaters, and I fell asleep.
I thought it was all right.
Yeah, it was good. I was just really tired. I remember you guys waking me up like, Andy, you're snoring. I said, yeah, because I'm fucking sleeping.
Yeah, everyone in the theater heard that.
Yeah, I'm a real rude dude.
And then someone said, "We're trying to watch the movie, assholes."
I said, well, I'm trying to catch some Z's.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the end of that movie after he got kicked out.
Yeah. I like to ruin things. And of course, everyone's favorite, your favorite movie especially. I remember you raving about it. Green Lantern.
Ooh, yes. The Ryan Reynolds led Green Lantern. A classic.
Yeah, Rob says
I love a
that's
CGI suit.
Rob says that's
peak filmmaking.
Yeah, that's the Iron Man of the DC universe, is what Rob has been quoted saying.
Yes, all those times I've been quoted saying that.
Yeah.
So that was 2011 in movies. I've actually seen most of those. I haven't seen any of the Twilights, but I've seen most of the movies you listed.
I've seen a bunch of the Twilights, but I don't remember a goddamn thing about them except the last part because everybody's heads are getting ripped off.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
Everyone's getting head at the end of Twilight. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Everyone is just getting head.
That's why everybody was fucking seeing these movies.
Yeah. I mean, the vampires are going, hey, can I get some neck? Little do they know they were asking for some dome.
Wow.
Yeah, just asking for some sloppy dome.
The addition of sloppy didn't seem necessary, but all right.
Twilight sloppy dome. That's one of the books, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to dive into some Thor?
Yeah.
You're like, please, for the love of God, can we please talk about Thor?
Yeah. You got the synopsis?
I got a synopsis for you. Are you ready for a fucking synopsis? Because I've got a fucking synopsis for you.
Yeah.
All right, so we open up and we have Natalie Portman, Jane Foster, Kat Dennings, Darcy, and Stellan Skarsgård, Dr. Selvig, and they're tracking some storms. They're questioning Natalie Portman until they see lights in the sky, and they tell Kat Dennings to drive towards it for some reason. Kat Dennings has a great line. I'm not dying for 6 college credits. I don't blame you, Kat Dennings. They're not worth it. But they drive through it, and Natalie Portman's like, why aren't you driving towards the storm? Next thing you know, bam, they hit Thor. They find him on the ground, and Jane Foster's begging him, please don't be dead. Next thing we know, we have the original Marvel Studios logo pop up, the old school one where it looks like the comics, and we find our way to Norway in 965 AD. Hear Anthony Hopkins, Odin, giving a voiceover talking about how there are gods, and then the frost giants come and they just start fucking shit up. Odin and the Asgardians show up to stop the frost giants, and a big, particularly dark battle ensues. I could not see anything during this battle, but it's a big, dark battle. The Asgardians, they win against the frost giants. The frost giants go home. Odin kills a bunch of other frost giants, and they take the casket from them. It's their source of their power, according to Odin. Then we follow the yellow brick road, and we are in Asgard, and we meet Odin talking to a young Thor and a young Loki. He tells them one day they will have to defend people against the frost giants again. Thor wants to kill all of the frost giants. Loki, not so much. We cut to the future. It's a big ceremony. Thor is about to be named the successor to Odin. Odin now has a badass helmet that covers his eye. Thor winks at his mom for some reason. And just as Odin is about to proclaim Thor to be the next king, the frost giants start to come back. Odin realizes and pauses. Next thing we know, Asgardian guards are dead. Thor is pissed. Loki is not saying anything. Thor wants to kill all of the frost giants, but Odin tells him, you're thinking like a warrior, not like a king. Thor and Odin have an argument. Odin does not want to go to war with the frost giants. They've been living in peace. Loki encourages Thor to defy Odin. He tricks him. Then he tries to talk him out of it. Thor decides they are going to fight the frost giants at Jotunheim. Thor encourages all of his friends to go into battle with him. They ride across the bridge and come across Heimdall. Heimdall knows exactly where they're going. He allows them to pass because he also wants to know how an enemy was able to get past him. They get to Jotunheim, and Thor's friends knows they shouldn't be there. Thor talks to Laufey, king of the frost giants, and Laufey tells him, Odin's house is full of traitors. The frost giants converge on Thor and his friends. Loki tells Thor to stop and think. The frost giant says to Thor, run back home, little princess. And another very dark battle ensues. Again, couldn't see anything. Loki touches a frost giant and realizes he's probably one of them, and then kills another frost giant. Thor's blonde friend gets hurt in battle. Thor throws the hammer through several of the frost giants. Thor and the gang run from some giant monster. Thor uses lightning to destroy everything. They call for Heimdall to open the bridge. No bridge opens because the old Skylander-looking Kaiju shows up. Thor flies through the monster's fucking skull and kills it. Turns around and all the frost giants are now there, even though I thought they all got crushed. Odin shows up. Odin and Laufey confront each other. Odin and Laufey decide there will be war. Odin takes them all back to Asgard. Odin strips Thor of his hammer and power and bans Thor to Midgard, Earth. And a very bad lightning effect ensues, and he says, you are unworthy! Loki looks at Odin after realizing why he won't be named king. We are now back to where Kat Dennings, Natalie Portman, and Skarsgård find Thor. Then we come across a guy finding the hammer. He cannot pick it up. We go to the hospital. Thor has escaped. and Natalie Portman hits Thor again with a car. This is the second time Thor gets hit with the car. Then we have a great Stan Lee cameo. Did it work? And his now truck is fucked up because it cannot lift the hammer. Thor's friends and Loki talk about Thor. Loki reveals he ratted them out to Odin. Loki goes to touch the Tesseract thing. Odin admits that Loki is a baby frost giant. He was left to die as a baby. I don't think that's the Tesseract. I think it's the casket or whatever they called it that gave the frost giants their power. Thor is drinking coffee, eating pancakes, and Skarsgård talks to Natalie Portman out of driving Thor to the satellite, which of course is Mjolnir. Field comes along with Agent Coulson, stealing all of Jane Foster's work. Odin goes into the Odin sleep. Loki is now king. The Thor's friends ask Loki to end Thor's banishment. He says no, because he cannot undo Odin's last decree. Thor goes to a pet store and asks for a fucking horse. Jane goes and picks Thor up to drive him to Mjolnir. Thor and Jane look at the base shield that's built around Mjolnir, and Thor gets in the base and beats the shit out of a bunch of guards. Thor is running. We get a Hawkeye cameo, his first appearance in the MCU. A big dude comes out of nowhere, and him and Thor roll around in the mud for a while. Thor gets to Mjolnir and cannot lift it. Loki shows up where S.H.I.E.L.D. is holding Thor prisoner. He tells Thor that Odin is dead and there's a truce with Jotunheim is conditional on Thor's banishment. And Frigga, their mom, said, "You can't come home anyway. Sucks to suck, bro." Skarsgård comes and gets Thor, and he finds out he's lying about who he is. He says Thor is, well, that's a trivia question for later on, and I will test you on it. Coulson tells his agents to follow Selvig and Thor. Selvig and Thor go to a bar and talk. It's revealed that Loki allowed the Frost Giants into Asgard. He did it to ruin Thor's big day. He makes a plan with Laufey to allow the Frost Giants to kill Odin. Heimdall confronts Loki because he cannot see him in Jotunheim. Thor brings Selvig to the trailer with Jane Foster. Selvig is wiggly wasted. Thor gives Jane Foster her notebook back. While Thor explains the 9 realms, Jane Foster's giving him those fuck me eyes. We find Thor's friends. They decide they're gonna go save Thor. Right after one of them says Heimdall might be watching, they find out Heimdall was in fact watching. Heimdall leaves the Bifrost open for Thor's friends to go and find him in Midgard. Loki finds it happening. Field can see the energy readings of the Asgardians coming to Earth, and Loki unleashes some monster to ensure that Thor does not come back to Asgard. Thor's friends are spotted by the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. And then Thor's friends find them. Jane, Darcy, and Selvig are shocked. Lady Sif tells Thor that Odin is not dead and Loki was lying. Heimdall confronts Loki because he knows what he did. Loki freezes Heimdall because he is a frost giant after all. The monster fucking roasts some guy. I mean D.E.E. dead. And then right as the big fire monster is about to kill the red-bearded warrior, Sif drives her spear through its fucking throat. He falls and then absorbs the spear. Thor tells Sif to go so she can survive. He then encourages the rest of his friends to go back to Asgard and stop Loki. They go. Thor drops the shield his friend gave him and walks toward the fire-breathing night monster. Thor pleads with Loki to spare the innocent people but kill him, while apologizing to his brother for whatever he has done to wrong him. The thing starts walking away and then smacks the shit out of Thor. Thor goes flying. We cut to Odin shedding a single tear, then the hammer, and it breaks out of the ground and flies towards Thor. Thor catches the hammer, becomes all armored up. Thor and the big night monster fight in a tornado, and Thor wins. Thor calls for Heimdall. Heimdall struggles, but finally breaks the ice and gets the Bifrost up and running. Thor and his friends go back to Asgard. Thor tells Jane he will be back for her. They do kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah. Laufey monologues to Odin before going to kill him, but then Loki comes in and saves Odin. Face turn. He blows Laufey the fuck up. Thor confronts Loki. Loki knocks Thor out of the fucking window. Loki then destroys Jotunheim. Thor tells him he can't kill an entire race. Thor and Loki fight. Loki says after they're done fighting, he'll visit Jane Foster himself. That's kind of weird. When it looks like Loki has Thor beat, Thor reveals he could have defeated Loki at any time. And then the ultimate insult. Thor traps Loki by leaving Mjolnir on top of him so he can't get up. Loki is not worthy. Thor destroys the bridge and ultimately the Bifrost. As Thor and Loki are about to fall into the ether, Odin saves them both. When Loki still doesn't get Odin's approval, he lets go and falls into the black hole. Jane, Dr. Selvig, and Darcy are looking up at the sky as their tornado portal Bifrost thing disappears. We cut to a feast in the now peaceful Asgard. Sif consoles Frigga. Thor and Odin have a nice chat. Thor talks to Heimdall and asks if he can see if he can see Jane. He can. Heimdall says she is searching for Thor. The credits roll, and during the credits, the Foo Fighters play, which is really weird. And in the post-credit scene, Nick Fury confronts Dr. Selvig, and it turns out Loki is controlling him, and they're going to tap into the power of the Tesseract.
Wow.
That was Thor in 9 minutes and 50 seconds.
Guys, Rob's way better at synopses than me. I'll tell you that. Last week I did Toy Story in like 80 seconds with little to no detail. Robbie got the whole fucking plot.
Tried to get the whole movie in there.
Heck yeah, brother. That was great.
Thank you.
That was great.
Thank you. I am out of breath.
I'm out of breasts.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
What does it mean? What am I fucking talking about?
Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsrevue@gmail.com. That's roydsrevue@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's Royds. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it. So, you know what was one of my favorite parts?
What was one of your favorite parts?
After Thor, Loki, and Odin discover that, 3 ice giants came to try and steal some shit. And Odin's all mad. The very next scene is the biggest table flip in all of cinema.
I know. It's slow.
Yeah. He's like, and every like people's lunch or come on, man. What the fuck?
I was going to eat that.
Yeah, but that was a huge table. This movie it's not bad.
No.
It's just, you know what? I will say, I think the movie's pretty good until he goes to Earth. And then it's boring.
Yeah, I would have rather seen more stuff on Asgard.
Yeah. And then it's boring until he gets to pull Mjolnir and he can't. And then it's like, oh, this is good again.
Yeah.
And then it's boring again a little bit. I also think, hey, Thor, like he's headstrong until because he thinks he's worthy. He's like, oh, I'll just find my hammer. I'll be king shit again. And then he can't do it. And then he does all of his learning. Like he's just like, I'll change my ways.
Yeah.
Like he does all of his growing in less than 24 hours.
But you notice it's totally just for pussy too.
Yeah, seems like it.
He's only willing to change because he's trying to get in that Jane Foster puss.
Well, but then at the end, he sacrifices that.
Yeah. But he even asks Heimdall, hey, can you see her? Because he wants to go back.
Oh, he's going back.
Thor's just trying to rearrange some guts.
Jesus. There's got to be a better way to put that.
He's trying to fuck her silly.
Try again.
He wants to put his hammer in her vagina.
Okay. Seems like that's as good as it's going to get.
Thor's like a dog in heat. He's just looking to fuck.
Yep. No, we got it.
I mean, Jane Foster gives Thor fuck me eyes throughout the entire movie, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I think like
literally every female character in this movie is just like, oh,
yeah,
Thor's so bad.
This dude's hot.
Every single female character. I want to fuck him so bad.
Yeah, but that's kind of like in real life too. Like every single female in my life has been like, yo, that guy who plays Thor is pretty hot.
Yeah, he is. But in this movie, they dyed his eyebrows blonde and you can barely see them.
Yeah, he looks weird. He looks like a Neanderthal kind of.
Yeah. It looks weird.
He's also like when they did the shirtless scene, like from afar, I was like, wow, he's a lot smaller here. And then like he got closer, I was like, oh no, that's a big dude.
Yeah.
That's a big scary guy.
He's yoked.
Yeah, dude is fucking swollen.
And he just doesn't return my DMs.
He's pretty busy, Robbie.
I go, hey, Thor, let's fuck.
That's probably why. Did he block you?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
Did he block you?
No.
Well, keep trying.
Yeah. At Thor, that's why I'm messaging.
Persistence is key. Right, fellas? Am I right?
Nope.
Turns out, no.
No, that's not the case.
No, actually, you should just leave people alone when they ask you to.
And then Andy, I wish you would stop texting me. Well, it's the end of the podcast. Bye.
See you.
I do like that Thor decides to defeat Loki by just placing the hammer on his chest.
That was really cool. A lot of the fights, I feel like Marvel has improved on fight scenes a lot since. Like you said, they're in the dark a lot.
I think that's to cover up because 2011 they were not too confident with the CGI. So like that first fight, it's all frost giants, it's all CGI. They're like, fuck it, let's make it as dark as possible to hide.
Yeah, but it also
CGI. It
like,
worked.
And it makes sense that like an ice planet would be in the dark. Makes sense.
But I would just like to see more.
I agree. The action wasn't bad. It just was very pre MCU action. That Snaggle Beast looking thing was pretty cool. And then he put a hole in it. I found it a little more violent than Marvel tends to be now. I don't know if that was just me.
A few guys were definitely diggity dead.
Yeah. Also, I noticed it was Paramount, so this is before the Disney.
I believe so. Yeah.
Purchase. So maybe that's why a little edgier.
They definitely hadn't found the MCU voice yet.
Yes, and that is clear. I think that all the interactions with Odin and anyone, it was like, wow, this is really good because it's fucking Anthony Hopkins,
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins is awesome in this.
Yes, he is. Also, the guy who plays Loki, Tom Hiddleston, also very good. He is
right.
Loki is one of the best characters in the MCU. Just all around, like well-rounded. Like I feel bad for him in this movie.
Right. He's a justifiable villain, which you need.
Yeah.
When a villain is slightly justified, it works.
Yeah. And he's the best villain for a while. I would say he's like the best villain in the franchise other than maybe Thanos, because he was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like all that Shakespearean shit.
I mean, it's very Shakespearean because it's Kenny Braggs. Kenny Braggs. Kenny Bra. Kenny Bra.
Kenny Braggs. I like it.
Kenny Braggs. I mean, he does all the Shakespeare shit.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
And now he plays Hercule Poirot in the Death on the Nile. And what was the other one? Murder on the Orient Express, which was very good. I liked Murder on the Orient Express.
I didn't see it.
It was good.
Nice.
I've never seen the original, but now I also want to see his version of Death on the Nile.
Yeah.
Which is loaded with People Eater Army Hammer.
That's true.
One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. That's about Army Hammer.
I'm lost on all that, but it's got somebody out there might be.
Army Hammer has fetishes about eating people.
I know about that. I don't know about that purple stuff.
Yeah, he's probably not purple. He's probably not. He could be a grimace with one eye. Who fucking knows? I don't know. Isn't that songs about grimace, but like a Cyclops grimace? I had to sing that song in chorus one year.
And the more you go on about this, the less I understand.
This is just a stream of consciousness as I'm talking about the one-eyed flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned flying purple people eater.
You had to sing that?
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah, it was strange.
You think Marvel regrets casting Idris Elba in such a small role?
Now they absolutely do.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't Marvel.
Well, it was Marvel.
It was, but this wasn't what we know it. They didn't know what the MCU was going to become.
Yeah.
So they were just throwing big names in it.
Yeah.
But no, you're absolutely right. They definitely, I bet you now, they probably wish they could just use Idris Elba in a bigger role.
Yeah.
They clearly drop his accent from future movies because in here he's all like, hello, Thor.
Yeah.
And then future movies, he's like, I'm Idris Elba. Hi.
Well, he's got a British accent in real life.
Yeah, I know. But in this, it's like big and epic.
Yeah. That's probably your boy, Kenny.
He going, can you say to be or not to be? Like, that's not this movie.
Say it, though.
Just throw it in there.
I got an ant on my screen. You ready?
Go. Wowie. Aunt Mary. Was it
Um,
was it my Aunt Mary you had on your screen?
No, Robbie, it was an actual ant.
Oh, were you looking at websites with ants?
I don't understand.
Like, ant pornography.
So the punch sounds in this movie, they're funny. There's a lot of that.
A lot of thwack.
Yes.
And it pops up on the screen. Thwip. Baff. Hammer. Just says hammer. As it cuts
Mjolnir.
across the screen. Lightning.
I liked how both the brothers, Thor and Loki, showed their true colors after they try and fail to lift Mjolnir. Like Thor's like, oh, maybe I am a little bitch. Maybe I should not be such a big fucking bitch. And then Loki is like, I am a mean guy. I'm a mean guy now.
I'm a really bad man.
Yeah, but
I found out
really,
you lied to me, so I'm a mean man.
yeah, but really, I'm not that. Like, I'm bad, but like, I'll never win.
Yeah. I like the scene of all the people trying to lift Mjolnir, but I really wish they showed Shield clearing all those people out.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know how they did that. They all just had their memories wiped.
Yeah, Men in Black style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd imagine they probably don't want people remembering Mjolnir.
that's true. They do drop a lot of names in
Yeah.
this movie. Like they say, like, what is this? Another one of Stark's thing with the big destroyer guy.
Mhm.
And Selvig, is that his name? Selvig?
Yeah, Dr. Selvig.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I know a guy who's from gamma radiation specialist guy. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's clearly talking about the Hulk.
We know. Yeah, I will say, as a big comic book guy, I used to read a lot of superhero stuff, and then I kind of got bored of superheroes because a lot of superhero stuff, both Marvel, DC, like it's all about making big changes and then setting the status quo again.
Yeah, and then just finding a way to go back.
Yeah, and it's like, this is exhausting. So I went to a lot of Image comics where it's like, superhero stuff, but also like just cool, innovative, I believe is the word, ideas. And then I just ran out of time. I can't really read anymore, but like, can't read like generally. But
Amazing that you're a teacher if you can't read.
dude, I am lying through my tooth.
Nice. Fucking sick.
Yeah. When I did read superhero stuff, Thor was always kind of boring to me. I was like, I don't care. It's too much lore. I'm done. I don't care. The movies, I think they get better each one. I saw this one, but I fell asleep halfway through and I never saw the second one. Third one I saw.
This is better than the second one.
That's what I hear. I think Thor is excellent in Infinity War.
Yes.
I like how his story kind of like comes.
I think Chris Hemsworth is great as Thor.
I agree. He's all these Marvel movies are cast very well. Like,
yeah,
Anthony Hopkins, awesome. Tom Hiddleston, awesome. Chris Hemsworth, awesome. All the people, like the humans, I could take them or leave them. They're kind of just there in this movie, especially Kat Dennings. She says like 6 things and then she's just gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, why was she there? I don't know.
It feels like they just wanted comic relief, but it's like, you didn't need it.
Yeah.
She doesn't really add much to it.
I know she's in WandaVision.
Yes.
She kind of is also kind of a throwaway in that.
But again, she's just there for witty retorts in WandaVision too.
Yeah. And I like Kat Dennings in other things, but just here it's like, what's going on?
It's one of those things, just give her more to do. It was the same thing with Thor's mom in this. Thor's mom does nothing.
Yeah, she don't do shit. Yeah.
She's just there.
That was her first acting role in 6 years.
I don't even know who that is.
I forget her name. She's big time. Big time.
But yeah, she does nothing in this whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah, all around good cast. I mean, Natalie Portman's great.
Yeah.
But like, she doesn't really shine in this movie.
She's also not supposed to, though.
Yeah, she's just like the love interest. And I thought it was a weird interaction with like Shield and her. They're like, "Now we're taking all your shit," and she's like, "But like I built that. Like, wouldn't they be like, oh shit, you built this? Like,
let's use you.
Yeah, why don't you work for us?" And I think they kind of do that at the end.
Yeah. This movie's very much just there for me.
Yeah,
it's not bad by any means, but to give you an idea of how I felt about it, one of my notes in here is break 106, meaning I took a break an hour and 6 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, you know what? It hits beats like until they get to Earth, and then it like grinds to a halt, like where I'm watching it and I'm like starting to check my phone, you know, like
because I just don't care about the human characters.
I don't, and like his interactions with them, some of them are funny, like you said. He's like, "Give me a horse." The guy's like,
"That's great." The scene where they're eating breakfast and he smashes the coffee mug is great.
Another.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
But he seems to adapt very quickly to just being in society.
Yeah.
Because that's the only like two things we see him do. That's like, that's funny.
Yeah. And again, after lifting Mjolnir, trying to lift Mjolnir, then he's like humbled, and then he's just like, "Nah, I'm a regular guy now."
Yeah.
All right. Doing a lot of growing.
Yoked dude.
Yeah. Doing a lot of growing real fast, my guy. But overall, not bad.
Not bad. Definitely not bad. Not the worst Marvel movie. Not the worst MCU movie.
Better than I thought it would be. So
it's also, I feel like if I saw this movie in theaters, I would have been like, that was kind of boring. But being able to watch this at home and like take a little break, I can enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah. Do you think in 2011 you would think it was boring?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I would have gone into it thinking they would have done more stuff in Asgard and would have gotten disappointed with how much stuff was just in a town in New Mexico.
Yeah. How would you compare this to your favorite movie, Green Lantern?
That's not even close. Not enough CGI costumes.
Yeah, that's true. I liked how when Odin's like, "You know what? Fuck you. You're not worthy." He's just like ripping his costume off. He's like, "Fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you." And he like just lightning blasts him away. I was like, wow, guy's pissed. I like it.
He was a mad boy.
Yeah. Yeah. He says, you're a vain, greedy, cruel boy. And then Thor says,
and then he sings, "You're so vain."
Yeah, but you don't even like boys, right?
Nice.
It's Katy Perry. A song that has not aged well.
No, it has not.
What does Thor say to him? He says, "You're a fool.
You're an old man and a fool."
Yeah, you're an old man and a fool. That apparently that scene was mostly like improvised. They were like given like, "Hey, you got to do this. Like these are the beats you got to hit, but like do your thing."
That's cool.
No, that's probably the best scene in the movie, in my humble opinion.
Again, there's no movies where there's no scenes in this where I stood, I go, "This was great. This was a great scene." Everything was just like, "This is cool.
Yeah,
this works for the story they're telling."
Yeah.
Except Thor definitely does wink at his mom when he's about to be coronated. He's like,
he does. You mentioned that. I remembered that, but I didn't think about it. I was just like,
she was like, "Ooh, my son is pretty fucking hot." I was like, I don't like this. Is this part of the mythology? I'm not feeling this.
I don't know. You know, those Norse guys.
A Norse, of course.
Do we do rating scales?
I mean, we don't really just.
I feel like we've done it.
Yeah. Why? What would you give this movie?
I would give this a 6.
Sure.
Same for you?
Yeah. I have no rating for this movie. I'd give it a 6. I never. That's one thing. We never really worked out a rating scale. And every time we just, what do you give it out of 10? Sure. 6.
Yeah.
We just agree with each other every time.
My goal for that is like, if this ever takes off, we get some crazed super fan who makes a giant Excel spreadsheet about our ratings.
A lot of 5s and 6s in here, guys.
Yeah, these guys watch like very middling movies.
Ready to jump into some trivia?
Yep.
You want to go first or second? Or do you want to ask first or second, I should say?
Let me pull up my trivia. Okay, here's my first question. I'll go first.
Okay.
Who directed the post-credits scene?
Wasn't Kenny Broggs?
Was not.
Was it Stellan Skarsgård?
No.
Then I have no idea.
It was Joss Whedon.
Really?
Yeah, leading into the Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. I know he directed Avengers.
That's trivia, baby.
Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, right.
Yeah.
All right, ready? What is the school mascot of the town they're in New Mexico? It is written on the water tower.
Is it something like a bull or Viking? Sorry, it's a Viking, right?
Yep, they are the Vikings. You are correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure it would be Viking because I don't know if you knew this. Thor is based on Norse mythology.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Which is
No,
what Vikings used to believe in.
very good.
Do you know that?
I had an idea. I read that somewhere.
Wow. Thor is Anthony Hopkins' only comic book movie role. What other comic book movie role was he offered but turned down? A, Uncle Ben in Amazing Spider-Man. B, Uncle Ben in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. C, Alfred in Batman Begins. Or D, Professor Xavier in X-Men.
I'm going to say Alfred in Batman Begins.
You are 1000% correct.
I was just going strictly off country and age.
Yeah. He
Okay.
probably would have been a pretty good Alfred, too.
Probably. He's Anthony Hopkins. He could probably just do anything at this point.
Yeah.
What was the name of the hospital that Jane, Dr. Selvig, and Darcy bring Thor to?
I got nothing.
County Hospital.
All right.
They really thought long and be
Yeah.
like, we really need a name for this hospital.
Well, I know they built that town, like that, like the movie studio built that town in the middle of the desert.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. It is relatively common knowledge that Tom Hiddleston auditioned for the role of Thor. What other actors in the MCU auditioned for the role of Loki? A, Charlie Cox. B, Benedict Cumberbatch. C, Harry Styles. Or D, Bradley Cooper.
B, Benedict Cumberbatch.
That is incorrect. It was Charlie Cox, Daredevil's own Charles
Interesting.
Cox.
Is he also English?
He is.
Oh.
His full name, his real name is actually Charlie Penis.
Ah, that makes
Penis
sense.
is-
Okay, I knew him by his English name, Charlie Penis. Yes.
Yeah,
Charles
Penis. Penis is.
Oh my
'cause it's
God.
Cox.
You're right. It's plural.
Yeah.
What is the fake name that Dr. Selvig gives for Thor? So he's picking him up from Agent Coulson and he gives him a fake name. It's also written on the driver's license that they look up.
Is it Donald Blake?
It is. It is Dr. Donald J. Blake.
Yeah, that's his name in the comics.
Mhm.
Because Donald Blake is like a regular dude. Like he doesn't look like Thor, but he kind of like Shazams it. He's like Shazam, and he becomes Thor. Yeah.
I hope he
like
doesn't actually say Shazam because that's a
No,
problem.
he does
That
not.
would be a major problem.
That was like the 60s Thor, like that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His secret identity.
Yeah, because you needed one.
Identity.
Nice. Okay, now I'm getting deep into like comic book lore. In the comic book Civil War, Thor is not present because he's dead and is replaced to everyone's surprise, by a clone who kills Goliath. Who created this clone? A. Tony Stark, B. Reed Richards, C. Hank Pym, or D. all of the above?
Before you gave selections, I was gonna say Reed Richards, and then you said all of the above,
Yeah,
and now I'm gonna say all of the above.
you are correct.
Yeah, I had a feeling when
Yeah,
all of the above is an option, it's usually that option.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, they all made it. Civil War comic book. Not that good. There, I said it.
Hot takes from Andy.
I said it.
Hot takes from Andy. Takes
Yeah.
hotter than his calves. Andy's got sweet calves.
Yeah. You know what, Zoo.
What drink does Selvig order him and Thor at the bar?
I know they drop a shot into a beer.
That is true, but that is not what it's called.
Is it a kamikaze?
2 Boilermakers.
Boilermakers.
2
Oh.
Boilermakers. Never had a
2
Boilermaker.
2 Boilermakers.
Yep.
Got
There
it.
you go. Well done, man.
You edit that, right?
Nope.
Shit. Okay. In the comics, there is a frog version of Thor. What is his name?
I know this because he was also in Loki.
He was in a jar.
Yeah. Throg or some shit.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah. It was Throg. Yeah.
Yeah. He finds, like, it's a frog that finds a tiny sliver of Mjolnir.
When he becomes, and he's worthy.
It's pretty great.
When Thor's friends are spotted by the shield agents, the agent who calls it in refers to them by 3 names: Xena, Blank, and Robin Hood. What was the middle name?
Shit. I remember this part because I said, ha. When they
My
said
first thought was holy racism.
it. Oh, because one of the guys is Asian, right?
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Yep.
He uses
Yep.
2 fictional characters and then calls the Asian guy Jackie Chan. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
And then you just made me do it, so now I'm racist.
Well done.
Damn it. I'll never work in this town again.
That was my plan all along.
I'll never work in Newcastle, Delaware again.
Don't give your location. You're doxing yourself.
I'm sorry, it was Newcastle.
You want to dox?
You know what, girl. But yeah, that also, it's weird that, like, certain things can fly. Like, it's weird that this movie's 10 years old.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's wacky. The Odin sleep is a part of Norse mythology or exclusive to Marvel lore. True or false?
You didn't ask a true or false question.
Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't even write true or false, so I don't know
You
why
just
I said
kept
it.
talking. I was like, what?
Yeah. True or false?
I think it is part of
A,
is it part of Norse mythology?
It is not.
Oh.
It is created by Stanley Lee.
Holy shit. What gas station does the monster destroy? So towards the end of the movie, Thor's fighting the big night fire
Yeah.
monster. What gas station does it destroy?
Dynaco.
Nope.
That's last week. I think it's a 7-Eleven.
It is a 7-Eleven. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who was Natalie Portman considered to be cast as in the MCU other than Jane Foster? A. Black Widow. B. The Wasp. C. Elizabeth Ross. Or D. Christine Palmer from Doctor Strange.
I'm going to say Elizabeth Ross.
That is incorrect.
I have no
It is
idea.
Black Widow.
Oh, okay. That would make sense. I think
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson's a better choice for that.
I agree. But I think Natty Ports would pull it off pretty well.
Of course, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
What is the name of the donut shop in the town?
Dough me a flavor.
That is incorrect. That is wildly incorrect.
Damn it.
It is called Donut Land.
Wow. We weren't very creative with the names of things.
Not at all. You really went out on a limb with that one, though.
Yeah, I remember Do Me a Flavor was near the train station in Wantagh.
I don't know it.
Yep, I don't know if it's still there, but that's it for me. That's all I got.
I had one more that I skipped because you kind of touched on it earlier, but I'm going to hit you with it anyway. You should know the answer. And if you don't, that's a failure on you. And it's really a poor reflection on you.
Wow. A lot riding on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Who does Coulson say never tells him anything?
Nick Fury.
You got it wrong.
Oh, shit.
Shame on you. It's Tony Stark.
Oh, yeah.
Because when the big monster shows up, he goes, "Is that one of Stark's?" He goes, "I don't know. God never tells me anything."
Yeah. What is the order of MCU movies? Is it Iron Man, then Iron Man 2, or Iron Man, then Incredible Hulk, and then Thor, and then Iron Man 2?
Yeah, I don't really know. That's something we can always explore. Let us know how you did in trivia. Send us an email, roydsrevue@gmail.com, roydsrevue@gmail.com. Andy, you ready to get into these songs?
Sure is.
All right, I'll flip our pick. I got a pick to flick. You want heads or you want tails?
I'm all about that tails, baby.
All about that tails. Let's see. We got tails.
Jesus.
You want to go first or second? Actually, I was listening
win.
back. I listened 1 week. I won 1 week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You want to go first or second?
Is yours a rock and roll track?
Kinda.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I think mine is like 3 minutes flat.
Oh, so is mine. Actually, mine's
wow.
3 minutes. Mine's 3 minutes and 3 seconds.
Wow. Listening to your song, I could have sex like 300 times.
It's incredible.
Right?
You are a stallion and a Studley McMuffin. New from McDonald's, the Studley McMuffin.
Okay, my song is called Cruel Boy. Like we said, it's that one scene that I said was probably the best scene in the movie. You're a vain, greedy, cruel boy, said by Odin. And it's about Thor just being a big old fucking meathead and then realizing when he tries to lift the...
made totally out of filet mignon.
Oh, it's delicious.
Amazing.
When then he tries to lift the hammer and he's like, "Oh, I'm a little bitch boy." So that's what this song is. And I will say this. I wrote the riff and I was like, all right, I'll play it at this speed. And then I do the drums first and I played it so much faster. And it's just funny. It's funny.
All right. What's the name of it?
The intro riff, I remember counting and I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I had to pause.
I declare a thumb war.
Yep. That's how I start every song. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's silence for where the guitar comes in. And then I played the drums. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, plop. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay. I ignored that tempo that I set for myself.
Nice.
But yeah, either way, it worked out.
All right. What's it called again?
It is called Cruel Boy.
All right, here we go. Cruel Boy.
I'll show them. Father and I will lead us to war. They can't defend. No matter, we still can fight. We don't need him. So man's not here to fight. Getting reprimanded. Vain, greedy, cruel boy. Vain, greedy, cruel boy. He was right, I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. Rock and roll.
I dig it.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. I as you could tell, like that last part, that's where the tempo was supposed to start. But it's not how it worked out. But the you could tell when I'm kind of disengaged with the narrative when I throw a guitar solo in. It's like I would have put more lyrics in, but I was like, this is the only part that like I kind of like. I would have written about Loki, but like I don't know. I think like those were the two best parts of the movie. Were like them because they're great. They're great characters and they're well written and they're well acted. So it's like, all right, I'll latch on to one of those, write a song.
No, that's smart. I liked it. And I liked how you really worked in because you get that whole sense of, you know, Cruel. It worked. The music worked with the lyrics.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
which is
that.
good. And I really like the drums in it too. I liked how the drums kept like driving with those almost fills throughout the song.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you. So
Any
what do you
last
got?
Oh, okay. So I didn't really latch on to any particular scene in the movie. I just called my song Almighty Thor.
Nice.
And then I kind of totally stepped out of my comfort zone with this one. So here's my song, Almighty Thor.
You have to learn how to be but diplomatic. Thought I would name you ruler, but it's not automatic. You're thinking like a warrior, not like a king. You want to get revenge and destroy everything. You say you got no plans to die today, but nobody does when their pride's in the way. Your house is full of traitors, you gotta watch your back. Iceman calls you princess and you gotta attack. Thor, Thor, almighty Thor, thought you would be king. Odin cast you out, Heimdall sees everything. Lost your hammer and you're none too thrilled. A weapon to destroy or a tool to build. The strange Jack man needs a ride and you would, but he's telling all these stories from your childhood. Dad went to sleep and your brother's in control. Made a deal with the Iceman and he sold his soul. You want to know what you did wrong up above, but your brother's just competing for your daddy's love. Thor, Thor, almighty Thor, thought you would be king. Odin cast you out, Heimdall sees everything.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was cool. And also you got everything in there.
Yeah, I couldn't really think like you focused in on that one part. I really couldn't grasp anything. So I was like, I'm just gonna write out the movie.
There you go.
And that was it. I just kind of focused in on the movie. And that was the thing, talking about how he has to be more diplomatic. He can't just go to war with the Frost Giants. And, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was almighty Thor.
Yeah. I like the riff was cool. It was like awkward. And I like that. I like all that weird shit. The line, it's a tool to destroy or to build, was also an excellent line.
That's a great line in the movie. That was the one line in the movie I was like, oh, that's a good one, because it's talking about Mjolnir, and it's so true.
Yeah, and it's also, whoever wields Mjolnir, but like Thor himself, like, hey, you can either fucking kill everybody like you want to in the beginning, or you can, fix shit like you do at the end. So yeah, it's cool.
Well, it's like it says, you could be a warrior or a king.
Right.
Because he says you're thinking like a warrior, and he also says at one point, but you're not king.
Right.
So I guess that was really the focus of that song, is really the relationship between Thor and his family more than anything else.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
But yeah. Andy, any last words on Thor?
No, we're obviously doing this in preparation for Thor 4, or I think it's just called Thor.
Thor.
Yeah.
I like it. For Thor.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be covering obviously the second one and the third one. I'm excited to look at the second one because I've never seen it. I hear it's the worst.
It is my least favorite MCU movie. I will say that now, and I'm sure I will say that during next week's episode.
I distinctly remember you seeing it in theaters and telling me this movie was bad.
I didn't see it in theaters.
What?
I didn't see it until a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of then?
I have no idea. Your other podcast part?
Robbie, never. I would never. Hopefully, a couple of years does the movie some good.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
That is the hope. Andy, where can they find you on social media?
You can go to pornhub.com/Andy Jeffers. Go to on your Instagram. You could go to Andy Jeffers or Jefferis, whatever the hell it is. My parent, I asked my parents, they also don't know. I'm like, hey, how do you fucking say our last name? They're like, well, why are you still on that? Like, yeah, I am. Anyway, you can find me at Andy Jeffers on Instagram at Andy Jeffers. And you can find our music on Spotify. And the Royds Instagram is _Royds. What about you, Robbie?
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram at Robert Corridor, Corridor, because corridor is another word for hall, and I'm so fucking clever. I'm so clever. Tee-hee. You can also find me on Twitter at Rob Hall, ROBBHALL. And you can also send us an email, roydsrevue@gmail.com, ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com. Let us know which song you preferred, whether it be Cruel Boy or Almighty Thor. But that's going to do it for us. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.
Bye.